What's going on? What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Xbox Beastfire. We've got a lot of topics. Too many to remember, in fact. We're talking about Star Wars Battlefront. We're talking about the new Lost Legacy Uncharted DLC potentially coming to PlayStation Now, according to the European screenshot of some advertisement they've got going on over there. We've got some information on developers saying Scorpio may potentially become lead platform in a lot of games, a lot of stuff to talk about. I want to thank Enrique for joining us, as well as K Mega. And, go ahead and introduce yourself, bro. Enrique.
Hello, guys. I'm from Brazil, Xbox Mil Grau. Go, Phil!
And, of course, everybody knows who K Mega is. You there, bro? You're not there. All right.
What's up, everybody, man? This is K Mega 405, man. I think this is only my second time being on Beastfire, man. So yeah, I'm glad to be here, and let's get this party rolling.
Yeah, good to have you, man. And really, I don't have the notes in front of me. Next Gen's fighting some skunks under his house. There he is. All right, go ahead and give us some details on some of this shit, bro.
All right, so what do you guys want to tackle first? How many people do we have here in the live stream? Are we 60? All right. Hey, first of all, everybody hit the like button, man. That's almost 30 people hit the like button. It helps the show. First, like I said, shout out to Enrique from joining us today from Brazil. You're from Brazil, right?
Yeah, it's Brazil.
Brazil. All right. No problem. How long you been gaming, or not? I mean, how long you been an Xbox fan?
I think since 2005, 360. It's 360 era.
So the 360 was your first console.
The original Xbox wasn't so popular here.
Okay, but what about now? Like, you can maybe give us a different perspective. My man D's from Canada. That's like the United States. But how was the Xbox there received in Brazil? Is it pretty popular or?
Right now, are you saying right now?
Yeah. Period. Yeah.
It's the first console, man.
Oh, okay. All right. Are you guys over there talking about Project Scorpio?
Yes. Everyone's excited.
Well, let me ask you a question. Because I remember I did an article about this, and we're gonna go straight into the show. And I didn't know anyone from Brazil to ask. Is it? I know back when at the launch of these consoles that the PS4 was more money, would cost more than the Xbox One in Brazil. Something to do with the tax and stuff. How much is a Xbox One and a PS4 in Brazil now?
Head to head right now.
Is what?
Same price.
Head to head.
Oh, head to head. So I mean,
but what is the actual price of both systems?
Yeah, we don't have actual data, numbers.
No, I'm not asking who's winning. What is the price? How many pesos or dollars?
Pesos. There are similar bundles and price. Right now it doesn't have many different in price.
So right in America, they're $300 here.
Yeah, Sony lowered everything.
Okay, I'll give it to you like this. All right, look. In America, the Xbox One S is $300. How much is that in Brazilian money? How much is that over there to you guys?
I think it is converting about $4,150.
Hey, Enrique, yo, you sound kind of shady, brother. Sound like your Xbox off the back of a truck. But anyway, we're gonna move this show right along. My man Enrique got sticky fingers. We're gonna make it happen. All right, moving right along. Okay. Of course. I will. Like I said, we kind of covered this yesterday on BGST. And I think we kind of covered it here too. Also, Sony is really, really riding heavy this holiday season with the marketing deals for these games. Now, I don't know how their deals are structured, and maybe you can add to this, dealer. But I give you an example. Your favorite game, Witcher 3. Microsoft had the marketing rights for that game, right? Mm-hmm. But 99% of the time when we saw the game being being played or whatever, they were always using the PlayStation 4 version, if I'm not, or the PC version. They didn't use the Xbox One version. You know what I mean? Yeah. Will Microsoft be able to at least show these games in the lobby on E3? Like, what do you think? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, they did confirm today at FanFest. Fans are going to actually get to play Project Scorpio during E3, which is really cool. That shows you how far ahead they are of schedule. Mm-hmm. And secondly, you're right. They do have a lot of marketing deals, and that does something for some people, right? It does give a certain inception. Some people thought Destiny was exclusive, right?
Uh-huh.
But that doesn't mean that they're going to half-ass every other version. We've seen this in the past with even The Witcher 3. It was lead platform for marketing and stuff on Xbox. It still ran better at the end of the day at a higher resolution on PS4. Same for Battlefield 1. Still looked and ran a bit better on, well, no, that was variable, but after some patches, they did get it up there. I'm just saying that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to gimp the Xbox version because they got marketing rights. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I mean. Not mean what I mean by gimp. Where like this is what I mean. I did a poor job explaining it. What I'm saying is this, right? E3, right? That's the Grammys. That's the Oscars, right? And
you're asking if they'll be able to show.
I'm not talking about performance wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I heard you, bro. I just fucking rambling like an idiot. I don't know, man. If we look in the past, traditionally, they don't really show things on their stage if they got marketing rights with someone else, right? So I'm just going to use the past to kind of tell what's going to happen this year. You probably won't see it on this stage, but at the end of the day, you will get the best version.
Yes, that you know what I mean. But
I think legally they can show it. I just think they can't make an advertisement for it. So if they're gonna frame it in the sense of like a tech demo, I think they can get away with showing it in that sense. But they can't put an ad out saying, come into Xbox, 2017, this game. They can't put it out that traditional way. They gotta kind of work around it, like how they did with that Destiny.
And they had to take that
commercial.
shit down. What a commercial they did frequently. Here, try Destiny Cologne, and and Sony, lowers it right away, whatever on it. You know what I mean?
I think in the case of Scorpio launching, though, I think they could use it as a tech demo. I think technically they could.
Well, I think that they can show I think they could show the game. I actually think developers are going to show what the game looks like at its best, just kind of like what they've done with the PlayStation. Even when they had when Xbox had the marketing rights, like for Witcher and other games that they've had down the line. So I think that they just can't announce it, or advertise it. But I think that they will still show Scorpio gameplay. And I think when people on the floor at E3, once they see that, they'll know exactly the difference of what this game looks like compared to what it looks like over there on the other side. So I still think Xbox.
And I do think there's going to be some developers out there that's going to be excited to show their game on Scorpio.
Definitely.
Well, here's the thing.
There's got to be.
I'm not. What I'm saying is, I know.
It's like next gen about to fall.
No, I'm sorry. My mic. I'm bugging right. What I'm saying is this: that, normally, in a perfect world, developers want their games to be shown in the best light. That's why normally when they come to E3, you see those big things. We don't see the console version. We see the quote unquote the PC version on the stage. Remember the shit with the Battlefield and the space button came up? Was it 2013? It was a big shit about this shit there back then. But what I'm saying is this, right? Now we should ask Tim, because Tim goes to E3 every goddamn year. Like, I'll give you an example. Microsoft has normally always had the Call of Duty marketing rights, right? Now, and of course, Call of Duty comes out on the PS3, but what I'm talking about on the stage floor, you know what I mean? Well, is Sony allowed to have the gamers still play the little demo or whatever, the Call of Duty? I mean, ask Tim. Actually, that's what I'm saying, because at the end of the day, we're what you call like the hardcore and our fingers on the pulse. We know the difference, but like I said, to the average Joe that may not know any better, and the one thing I will give Sony credit for when it comes to their commercials, they're top notch. You know what I mean? And I besides that little last one they had for Halo Wars 2, which was kind of big over the top. The last big really sizzling commercial from Microsoft, in my opinion, was one with the Titan Falls and the riots on the road. It was out in the streets. Like, that was epic and that was dope. You know what I mean?
The Halo 5 commercial is really good, right?
Yeah.
We had heard from Windows Central about all this shit, right? Red Dead 4K, which obviously that with that much performance, you could maybe hit 4K, as well as Star Wars Battlefront.
Mm-hmm.
They said they had seen this shit running, so I don't know where they saw it. I don't know where they saw it being demoed, but it's just apparently that didn't happen at the reveal, or they didn't talk about those at all. But apparently people they know have already seen this stuff running, which is interesting. So I don't. Either way, like I said, I think that, yes, they do have the majority of marketing deals, but we got to remember there are other games out there. Assassin's Creed, I guarantee you, is going with Microsoft. There's supposed to be a new Batman game being shown off this year. I bet you they might be going with Microsoft for the first time ever, right? Because Sony already have so many. I don't think they can afford many more, right? So
Yeah, right.
Batman might go with Microsoft for the first time. That would be
That
really
would be
cool.
huge. Yeah, that would be a
With
big
Batman. They say they show a Batman this year. We're not going to get that until next year.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, okay. What I'm saying, this holiday season's already jam packed. You got again, which again is huge. Sony has Red Dead. Sony has Destiny 2, huge. Sony has Call of Duty, huge. Sony has Star Wars Battlefront. That's what I'm talking about. And what?
But we have those too, though. So
I get that.
Yeah, but when they're being blasted on,
But
the
you're
TV,
not the leader.
on PS4 Pro, PS4 Pro,
Yeah,
PS4
that's what
Pro.
I'm saying.
You just get it blasted.
Microsoft
blasted.
needed a shooter. Microsoft needed a shooter. Hey, try it now on Project Scorpio, because was it a tweet that came from Phil about 2 weeks ago, and some fan asked him, it was like, do you guys have the market or something? He's like, I don't see where gamers get so over third-party deals or something. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying that, like, we've had the opposite examples where Witcher and Battlefield 1 went with Microsoft, and that didn't sway people to buy it on the Xbox. It's all about performance at the end of the day.
I know, but if they can't see the performance, and that's what all I'm trying to say at the end of the day, without making.
I get what you're saying. They do have a ridiculous amount of marketing deals to counter what Microsoft are coming this year. But at the same time, we don't know what else is coming. Like I said, that's a strong rumor that a new Batman game is being shown this year of some capacity, some kind of new DC type game is coming this year. And Assassin's Creed, we know, is coming this year. So.
Assassin's Creed, here, okay. Assassin's Creed is a big,
if they actually finish the game this time, it might be pretty good, right? So
all of those
especially
are not.
if it's in Egypt, it's going to be really epic.
But they might not get Batman. They've never had Batman before, so I don't know. That Warner Brothers has always had a really good relationship with Sony. But shit, you got 4 or 5 marketing deals this year, Sony. So it's like I doubt they got another one. Like that's kind of crazy.
I expect them to get Ubisoft. I'm sorry, Assassin's Creed, and you guys can take it from here. But what I'm saying, even whatever Microsoft looks like they left with the scraps, they're not. Microsoft needed a shooter. They got the racer. It's about for the cash. You know what I mean? For the the Doritos and the Mountain Dews guy. They needed a big shooter to add because you don't have a Halo this year. You don't have a Gears this year. You know what I mean? You needed that shooter.
To be fair, though, E3 is still coming up, and they have said there's a bunch of unannounced games, so maybe we'll get that too. And I'm also, I kind of got onto with Dealer on the bandwagon of State of Decay. I think that game's going to be really.
I do agree. I do agree. I want to see it. I do agree. I want to see it. I am interested in it. You know what I mean? And I am interested in State of Decay. A Dealer's going to pass out over Forza 7. I do believe that's going to be the showcase. Probably the best looking game graphically.
It'll be a really interesting year for racers because Forza and Gran Turismo have never went off toe-to-toe to my knowledge. And then they throw Project Cars 2 in there. You got 3 racers coming this year.
Project Cars coming this year too?
Yep.
Oh, God, please no.
The first one, the physics weren't great at all, but who knows? Maybe they could fix them.
It was a pretty game, though.
You know what? From what I've seen so far out of all 3 of those games, though, Forza is looking really good, man. From that one little still shot, it beats what I've seen from GTA Sport. GTA Sport. I don't know if any of you guys have been watching the streams online. That game looks really fucking.
Never
shitty.
just Forza 6.
It looks really shitty.
Yeah, the demo that they were showing, it looked pretty, the sunlight gleaming off of the cars. But the one thing that they didn't ever show is the person actually driving the car. They were just showing like the game demo. Everybody was driving in sync. They didn't want it to show that dirt physics and and how the car drives in the dirt. I think that Microsoft is going to put everything in perspective and see where the gamer really is. Like, okay, are we really caring about exclusives, or are we really care about the multiplats? Because it's going to be the multiplats compared to Xbox exclusives that they're going to show on the floor. I think they'll have a couple of them, but then again, we also have to remember that in E3, they usually show games off of the PC, running off of the PC first, and not showing it off of the hardware. This will be the first time that we'll see something that is actually comparable to the PC And you know what I'm saying? And I think that will get a lot of people excited too, just for people just to see it on the floor. I think word of mouth is going to be what Microsoft is trying to get after.
Okay. And it's also up to like YouTubers like you, Dealer, Crap Gamer, to make sure to say that narrative to gamers out there. Listen, man, these games are also going to be on Project Scorpio, and you know what? They're going to look a lot better because they're going to be native 4K with PC Ultra textures. And you know, it's up to YouTubers to spread that message.
Okay. You know? I want Enrique. You got Enrique. You know, we kind of like a free for you. Got to hop in when you can, Enrique. But I want to say this, and I get that. And about, you know, word of mouth and us, you know, within the YouTube community. But at the end of the day, right, and this is just being for real, it's not really our job. You understand what I'm saying? It should really be not even us so much out there leading the front in the fight. It should be Microsoft. You know what I mean? That, you know, all that nice guys finish last. They gotta shred that shit and go out there and go balls to the wall. You know what I mean? Let it be known. You know what I mean? You know,
I mean, they do have a ridiculous amount of marketing deals this year. Sony does. I don't remember them ever having this many before. You know why they're doing this? Is the reason it's the first time they're doing this
Scorpio.
ever? Yeah, exactly. And you know, we'll get the word out there, and it's not, you know, it's just it's the same people that watched Digital Foundry for 3 years. They're going to be seeing the opposite happen. So, I mean, for the hardcore, they're going to know, and I think Microsoft might advertise that in the commercials as well. I think they'll push this console pretty hard. I think they'll be very aggressive, and I think their tone will shift when they release this. Like, even when they announced, like, 2017, he's like, "You're a Scorpio, the best console ever." Like, and then they kind of dial it down. "Oh, Zelda, looky there," you know. Like, I think they'll dial some of this shit back up when this thing is launching.
All they need to do is like put something in the commercial, like best console, best versions of console games. Period. Something like that.
There you go. There you go.
Because the disparity is so big that if any developer applies themselves, the RAM boost alone means they can have higher texture rates and high bandwidth textures. It's something that the other console literally cannot do for the most part on AAA games. So, I mean, there's no way that the developer applies themselves even close to the same amount on both, ends up with an inferior version on Scorpio. And that's without taking into account the FPS boost you're going to see anyway.
And this whole reveal really showed me how weak PS4 Pro is. Like, I got a PS4 Pro, but in all honesty, I didn't realize how much of a disadvantage it was against Scorpio until those specs came out. It really looks weak compared to it, man. It suffers. It has some serious bottlenecks. Like, the system wasn't well designed. It was just, you know, let's get something out there that can do some type of 4K, and let's just get it out to make some money.
And that's why we were so excited about it. That's why we're so excited about it, because like we said, this is real power. This is real tangible shit. You will see the difference here.
Yeah.
Okay. Enrique, you there, bro?
Oh yeah, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what? I mean, hey, you just gotta. I know you're probably kind of shy. The first time you're doing this. What are your thoughts about the Scorpio? Are you looking forward to it? Are you getting it? Talk to me.
Yeah, it's day one here, man.
Day one.
What games do you plan on picking up?
Hope to Microsoft launch here. Choose our country.
Oh, they got a big. They had one of their major plants there in Brazil. You guys are gonna get it. You know, day one. You know what I mean? Looks like I don't know. They're gonna probably do that's another thing.
Yeah, Microsoft chose Xbox One in 30 countries. 2013. Yeah. 2013. We were choosing Brazil, so I hope Scorpio does as well.
Are you considered? I'm sorry. Are you considered South America? Or
considered about what?
Are you considered your region like part of South America?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, Microsoft does have a strong hold. Well, not say strong, but a decent footing in South America. I was reading something a while ago. You know what I mean? And the reason why too, like I said, I'm this is not even no damage control. But you know, I will give Sony they did a great job this generation, but you know, doing what they did. You know what I mean? It was predicted by all the major analysts that Microsoft and the Xbox, whatever 720 or the one was going to wipe the floor with the PS4, and you know, Sony, you know, did their thing. You know, like sometimes these companies get cocky and just get knocked in the damn mouth, and they had to get back to what, you know, Microsoft to me is one away from what made them great and what made them what they were. But a reason, like I said, the PS4 is out like probably like 100 countries, you know, whatever the fuck. But here's the difference between when Microsoft launches their console and Sony, and this is not even any shade. is that when they release a console in your territory or your region, it's fully supported. You have the same features or so that we have here in the States. And it's not like that for the PlayStation 4. When I first started doing YouTube or whatever, it was an article came out, and I think the guy was in Argentina, maybe not Argentina, but it was a smaller a Latin country or whatever. And they just wanted to be able to use their credit card, to buy shit for FIFA or whatever the case. And they didn't have a store, they didn't have online. They basically had a PS3, and they didn't accept their currency. Sony just put the goddamn console out, bam. And like I said, when Microsoft gets shut out, and it's not even any damage control, it's like real stuff. Maybe Sony has gotten better with that, you know what I mean? That it's fully supported. Also, too, you got to realize just when the Xbox came out, remember they were still heavily focused on the Kinect and voice. They had to get all the different languages down, and you spoke German, this spoke Brazil, you know what I mean? So, once they unbundled the Kinect from the box, and then it came out in a lot more territories also. But,
So what games are you looking forward to this year, Enrique?
All Microsoft exclusives, since the beginning.
I'm guessing you're big into FIFA and stuff.
Redemption. No, I don't.
There we go. That's the answer I want to hear.
But I play it. I don't like when I play it.
Huh?
We have EA access.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Well, like I said, Dealer, I got a question for you, good brother. This was something that I was supposed to ask you last week. No, before I even go there. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, we got something going on BGST, right? Where everybody, they just jumped the black guy yesterday, right? I said the Scorpio is going to be $500, right? You know what I mean? K-Mega said 4. Crap, those guys said 4. They're saying 4 because I guess the spec wise or whatever was in there or whatever. K-Mega saying 4 because it's the right thing to do. What do you think, Dealer? Well, you need you to be the voice of reason. Do you think all of what they're giving us are supposed to, what this thing is or whatever the case, that this thing is going to be $400? Remind you, Sony just now released it as a PS4 Slim, 1 terabyte hard drive, $300. So, you know what I mean? That's
I know exactly where you're going with this. And the performance boost alone is you could go both ways. The performance boost alone with this thing is a damn good improvement. It's going to be highly capable. You got 4 more gigabytes of RAM. That's something that the Pro did not really improve on. So they could keep the costs a little lower on the Pro, right? You've also got a new hard drive. They're no longer using 5,400 RPM hard drives. This is a 50% boost in bandwidth. So that's going to raise price incrementally per unit. I heard it might support Bluetooth. It's going to have little things, little touches here and there that are just going to make it better, utilitarian anyway. You can just do more shit with it. It's going to load games faster, and it's going to perform much better at the same time. And it's going to have a 4K Blu-ray player. Man, I think if they want to be super aggressive, they could take a loss on this thing. I don't think they're building it for $399 or less. I don't think there's any way they're building it for that cheap. But hey, Sony took a loss of almost $300 on the PS3 when it came out. It cost them almost $1,000 to make one of those things at launch. So that's one of the reasons they lost $19 billion last generation is because of that. But they sold a lot more than they would have otherwise. I think Microsoft could afford to take a $50 loss on this thing and really move a lot of units, but it depends on how aggressive they want to be. So I think they're building it for around $450. That's how much, anywhere from $425 to $450. It could be as high as $480. I watched a video from my buddy Colt. He kind of put some stuff together that was almost pretty accurate in a lot of areas. It could be, I don't know, man. I'm really hoping that it's, $399 like the rest of you.
Yeah, listen,
but I think that it's going to be, shit. That's why I say $450. It could go down or up $50. I'm not going to lock anything for certain in, but I know exactly why you think it might be $499. I know exactly why you might think it's $500.
Well, this is the thing right here that I was making my point was saying, okay, well, I just said the right thing to do. I was saying that during the end of the year is you're going to have more competition. You're going to have Nintendo system, and then you're going to have the PlayStation, whatever this new Pro is going to be, plus you're going to have the Slim. So if you come out and you have a system that is $500, and then you have these other systems that are $150 to $200 cheaper, then people, regardless of how powerful it looks and how great it looks in the kiosk, it's going to still hinder people's decision especially parents, when they see this over here for that lower price.
And
so
they all play the same games, right?
Right, and they all play the same game. So the point that I was making was that when I said that it's the right thing to do is because it makes perfect sense that you would take this loss in order to compete. That I mean, that's the whole bottom line.
But you also got to remember Phil's quote where he did say, "Hey, we're going to sell a lot more Xbox One S's than Scorpios."
Well, they're going to drop the price of the Xbox One S. So that
turn around 250.
Right, yeah, turn around to 250 to counteract the Slim and all that. And then right now you have the Scorpio at $399, or let's say $450. But then if you trade in your console, you get $100 off. That would be crazy. So that's what I'm saying. $500, yeah, I still would buy it, and there would be plenty of other people that would still buy it, but they would still have a bad taste in their mouth because of what happened in 2013.
Could be, but I mean, anyone who expects to get a discount from your previous console, like, you know, it's a 4-year life cycle. That's the normal life cycle. The last one was way too long. I would just say that I understand both perspectives. If X1S is $250, which it most likely will be this holiday, that is a big ass gap between your base model and your top tier console, as opposed to PlayStation, where it's a $50 gap or $100 gap, right? After both consoles probably get a price cut this holiday. You know, it just depends, man. This just never happened before. When we first heard rumors of these iterative consoles, we're like, oh, bullshit. Now look at all this, right? So it's just one of those things we have to wait and see, man. It could go either way.
Well, just look at the Xbox One S. I'm sorry, not the One S, but the 360S. How much more was it from the original Xbox that had the red ring?
I paid $400 for my, I believe, with the 360 and 200.
But what's the difference? Like $100?
No, it was $50 more. I paid
$50 more. So, and that thing was a hell of a lot more advanced than the old white Xbox.
Wait, I'm lost.
Are you talking about the Slim Xbox 360?
He's talking about the 360 Slim.
It was more when it came out than the existing one?
No. There was $300 when it came out. The Elite. It was called the 360 Elite. Came out with black.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the Slim.
No, he's talking about the Slim. No, that's what he's talking about.
The 360 Slim, not.
I don't know about the 360 Slim.
The 360.
Well, I bought both my Slims for $500. So
a 360?
Yeah.
360?
You must have got like a console edition, some shit.
Wait, one was an RTD2 one, and one was a Halo 4 one.
Yeah. Listen, I have the Halo Edition 360. It was only $400.
Yeah, it was only $400.
Yeah, but okay, look, let me say like
maybe with the Kinect it was like $450.
I don't know, but I know I had the Halo Reach one or whatever. But anyway, listen, I'm saying this is all that I'm saying. $400, right? And which, and again, I'm not because someone was arguing me now. I was like, why would you? It's not that what I want. I don't care. If it is, I'm just saying, being practical. Don't go in here thinking, if it's not $400. Oh, I'm not buying. It's too much money. I'm just saying, look at what they're giving you. You know what I mean? And ultimately, like you said about the competition. And I don't tend to put Nintendo in that category because they're doing a whole other thing. But if you look at something, who's going to be the most expensive? If anything, it's Nintendo. You're paying $300 just for Mario and Zelda. Without the Star Wars, the Battlefields, and that, but screw that. That's whole nother argument.
Either way, bro, $500, it's worth every single dime. I mean, you got people saying it's gonna be $700, $700. I mean, these are the idiots, right?
But look at this. But what I think either crap on you guys is just for somebody being pissed. I'll give you an example. I bought the Xbox One S last August, $400, right? And you're gonna tell me now you're gonna give me a one that's 3 times more powerful than that for the following year for $400?
Well, that was a 2 terabyte.
But you know what? That does happen with technology, though. Technology. You know, I buy a PC today. Honest to tell you, a month from now, that PC is a fucking piece of shit because something has eclipsed it.
That example, Z, because you knew Scorpio was coming up. They announced it the same day.
That's not what I'm saying. Bro,
you bought the 2 terabyte, is what you're saying for $400.
What I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. He's talking about for us customers being upset. I get it. Nintendo releases goddamn 3DSs every goddamn year. You know, that's just the nature of technology. The reason, and I don't mind when I buy a console day one, like I said yesterday, and I like to have it first. I like to be there, play it. and of course it's going to be much cheaper for the following year. That's just when any goddamn thing. I don't have a problem with it. You know what I mean? But I had it when it came out. I'm happy. I don't want to wait.
I don't know. The way Microsoft rolls is that they are aware of something like this, and they would have a pretty good trading program for your Xbox One S. I'm confident. I'm confident that they're going to have a really good trading plan at the Xbox store. At the Xbox store. You'll be at the Xbox store.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it probably be no more than.
I think you're just going to sell it based off of supply and demand, like you sell everything else, and you get what you get.
And all the technology that they based in there, like in all honesty, from what they've told us, and from what we got from the deep dive when they said the reason why they did this was because of price. They were very conscious about price. They want this to be affordable, that every gamer can get it. $500 it's not a bad price, but it's not a price point that every gamer can get it. $450 to $400 is, and I think Microsoft, if they want to get market share back, they best sell this system at $400, because if they sell the system at $400, every gamer's jaw is going to drop, because they're already expecting the system to be a lot more. So if it's announced at $400, every gamer's going to be like, holy shit, what a great deal. I gotta go out and get that.
Right? That's the aggressive.
They need market share. You guys keep forgetting that they've been outsold by like so much. There's roughly right now, if I had to estimate, there's probably about maybe 28 to 30 million Xbox Ones. There's like 60 million plus PS4s out there. They need to put a dent in that. And releasing a Scorpio at $500, it's good. I don't mind the price myself, but it's not going to put a dent in the PS4 sales when the PS4 Pro is going to get dropped this year.
The question is, do they care? Do they care to do that?
I'm going to say this last thing. You're absolutely right, dealer. That's for us, for fanboys, for our argument. Who's leaked.
It's not a fanboy thing. This is just a business decision. It's a business decision.
Okay, listen. The
$500 sticker is not a good price point. It's just not.
Listen, you ready for this? You ain't going to this CUDA thing. Listen like this.
It has nothing to do with CUDA. I run my own business for a living. Come on.
Listen. All right.
Pre-game multiplayer.
I have a business, right? You have a business, right? You're selling more Hondo cores than me. I'm selling less than you, but guess what? I'm still making a profit at the end of the day. As far as who sells them, but that's just argument shit of fanboy shit. Who sold what?
No, it's not about that. It's you think these companies don't want to sell more? You think they don't want to get some of that money that Sony's getting? Are you serious?
You can go about this two ways. You can either take an initial loss for a long-term return on software, or you can make a profit per unit. There's no wrong answer. It depends on what they want to do: make money now or set themselves up for the future.
But I think we all still forgetting that they have an introduction console into their ecosystem. Whether you buy the Xbox,
they can always sell the shit out of those.
Yeah, well, even here's the thing. Again, we're still going to make money because they make money off software sales. Whether you buy a Scorpio, whether you buy an Xbox One S, you're still buying software from the company. You know what I mean? But I'm buying software from and they get a cut, royalties from these third parties. That's the most important thing. You know what I mean? And if they didn't have here's the thing. I would agree with both of you guys wholeheartedly. If they didn't have an introduction console into the ecosystem, if there was no Xbox One S and it was just a Scorpio, fine. But
you still got to look at you keep forgetting that the original Xbox One and even the Xbox One S is heavily underpowered compared to the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. It's selling pretty good, but a lot of people are buying it for like a 4K HDR player right now too. Not everyone that's buying it is buying it because they're a gamer. So let's not forget that too. So Scorpio coming in and being significantly more powerful than all these other systems, if they price this at the right price point, every fucking gamer is going to want this. I hear hardcore PC guys talking about this fucking system that they want to get it.
Okay. But I don't agree with the PS4 being that much more powerful than the original Xbox One S. I mean, the Xbox One,
it's more powerful enough that most of the multi-plats were never shown on our system. It's more powerful than our system. It was. Bottom line, it was.
I'm not negating that, but 1.3 to 1.8. But now you're going from 4 to 2. That's a big fucking jump.
I mean, it's a difference of 16 frames or 15 to 20 frames a second. They put all those frames into resolution.
Yeah.
That's why you can really tell the big difference. So.
And I don't know, but before we switch the subject, all I got to say is, long as the games they can, you don't need no $30,000 PC with matching shit up. As long as the games look better and have a higher graphic fidelity than what's out there, they won't have a problem asking for the PS4. They won't have a problem paying $500. The problem at the start of this generation, they were $100 more, but weaker than their. Why am I paying $500 for a console that's weaker than something that's $400? That was the big mistake that happened.
Thanks, Connect.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, that was the mistake. Now it's not. That was not the end. Like I said, and even with Sony, I don't see them. Like I said before, they don't have an incentive to do a price cut because the shit is still selling. You know what I mean? This motherfucker still say don't have to.
They're gonna do a price cut because if they don't do a price cut and it's closer to the Scorpio price, gamers are gonna be tend to gravitate to Scorpio more. By them dropping the price, some gamers will say, is it really worth it for me? Look, all these exclusives this Christmas over here, and it makes it a better holiday buy for shoppers.
Okay, let me make this last point. Okay, look, this is last year Microsoft had PlayStation in a position to where they could put the foot on PlayStation's throat because a lot of people were because of if they had more events, if they went out there to Gamescom, etc. You have another opportunity this year to do the same thing because again, what you have is that people that bought the PlayStation Pro last year had to pay it at $400. Then it comes out again this year, a new one, and it's going to be cheaper. People are going to feel kind of pissed off about that. I said this on BGST yesterday, where, just think about how people were pissed off when they bought the Xbox One at launch, and then a couple of months later, they dropped the price because of Titanfall and all of that. So when people go to the store and they already bought a PlayStation Pro, then they're going to look and say, damn, I just bought this and this is a better version. Now, if the Scorpio comes in at a cheaper price that's comparable, that will actually compete, that's going to move people over to say, look, this is a better system and I'm going to buy this one instead of going and purchasing a new system all over again. Okay. And like I said, it just makes perfect sense. Business.
All right, I'm going to put a dealer. We're going to put the baby to bed with this one, right? This is just those who buy consoles, right? I'm being honest, and I'm not taking my financial, what I got. What I eat don't make someone shit. But consoles come out every year. Like again, I don't hear Nintendo fans being upset that a new 3DSi came out the following year. You know what I mean? Because I can still.
That's a handheld though. That's
whatever. That doesn't make a difference. What Apple does it. This is what happened. And again, I don't see. But again, I've always said that. I said this last year. Sony's going to put out the Pro. The following year with the 4K Blu-ray player. That was just being an early adapter. And about someone being pissed, no one already got your money. You know what I mean? Gamers are gonna be pissed.
Ponies are gonna be definitely fucking pissed off because a lot of them were pissed off with that it wasn't included in the first place, and they had to go get an Xbox. And then now you're gonna bring out a system. I'm not saying they can't do it, but if they do it, they're definitely gonna piss people off.
Okay, but
that's a dick move. Just like Nvidia saying, here's a Titan P, this is the most powerful, and then a fucking month later saying, no, this is the most powerful, and charging the same price as it. You just can't do certain things for your consumers.
I already have your money, so.
But that's not how you. I don't know, man. You can't do that.
I'm just being real, but that's just real shit.
They can do it, but there's gonna be repercussions for it, bro.
Why? You're gonna stop games are stop gonna be made. You're not gonna what?
People are gonna be pissed off, man. Sony's gonna ruin all that goodwill that they've had. They're winning this generation on their goodwill and
they already got horrible customer service. Sony.
Yes, but the ponies haven't really fucking turned on them. If they do something like this and they just like Xbox did a fucking dick move, all the fans fucking turned on them and went over to the fucking Sony side. The same thing can happen again if they fucking keep moving shady like that, man.
This is Sony's last hoorah, guys. I don't understand why you don't see this. They're throwing everything at the kitchen sink with games. They have never seen them this desperate this generation. They've been sitting on coast all this gen, but they know what this thing is capable of doing. And just like how the PlayStation was breathing a sigh of relief at the launch in 2013, that the Xbox had that $500 point, it's the same thing right now. If Xbox go ahead and do the $500 point, I understand the price is worth it for what you get. But if you go ahead and you undercut their ass this time, all of that shit from 2013 will die. I guarantee it. It's only just smart business. You do not let Sony off the hook for the third fucking time. You just don't.
What if they can't afford to, though? You know what I mean?
This is Microsoft, bro. What are you talking about?
Come on, they can afford to it. First of all, they would make it up in all their Xbox Live membership sales. All this if they come up with the proper exclusives.
You know what? In the perfect world, I want your opinion on this. Dealer, in the perfect world, right? I've been saying this for the last 2 years. How is Sony out hustling Microsoft, right? We're talking about Microsoft. You know, we say Microsoft, we think about the whole, you know, just the $1 trillion company. But even the Xbox division is worth probably a little bit more than $30 billion. They're well off. They're well off. You know what I mean? But again, that's what makes them so good at business, because they micromanage this, especially this generation. Sony, listen, what you're saying, they're in the corner, and that's what makes them dangerous, because they double down and they bet on themselves. This is what they have that makes the money. Look at the record number of how you say console themed consoles that came out. Every goddamn deal that Sony had with a third, they gave up with a themed console. I remember going back and forth with Mooch and Crap and those guys and Tim, and they said, "Oh, Microsoft is going to win this year, this NPD." I said, "No, they're not. They have Star Wars and a themed console. You know what's going to happen? People that don't even play the goddamn game are going to buy that console just to have, like my uncle has one, just sitting in his goddamn living room in a glass cabinet."
It's a sway tactic.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And again, you know, listen, did Street Fighter 5 themed console, Metal Gear themed console, Destiny, that was huge, themed console. Like, you know, and Mike, again, and that's what I'm talking about. We're talking about Microsoft. When they had the fucking division, right? Which was a big fucking multiplayer, right? All we got was a goddamn goddamn console in the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. They definitely fucking dropped the ball on that.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You know, Sony doesn't mind doubling down on themselves, and these are the questions that I've been asking. You know, this. You know, that's a marketing problem. It's been clear this generation that I don't know if they've just saving up all of this money and the resources they put into Scorpio, and they're gonna hedge all their bets over there. I don't know, but marketing's been shit for Xbox One. That's
so we need to talk to Aaron Greenberg. Is basically Aaron Greenberg. He's the guy responsible for this stuff.
He's the marketing, right? But you know what? This is what I've been told. Not the only one in the bus. And that's when you guys see when I said I missed the days of Donnie D and Steve Ballmer and them, because they threw money at the thing. You know what I mean? This generation is like they're fucking holding the goddamn like the purse. You know, and this is being real. And this coming from the original Xbox, the OG. And I remember, like I said, you know, I was already sold in the Xbox. I was a huge Xbox fan, and I remember. You know, the 360 started, and I would see the controller, this little shit, and whatever movie I watched, they had a 360 controller in their hand. And I was like, that shit never used to happen. I was like, I was ecstatic. I would see the 360 everywhere. It's not like that anymore.
You know what? In my humble opinion, I really think that Phil Spencer and the Xbox team, they're really taking Scorpio and they're gonna press the reset button. And I really think all the developers, they're swooning up over this console already. I think it's gonna go back to the days where Xbox is the lead platform, you know, and it's gonna have the best multi-plats and it's gonna have the best experiences. And I think they're gonna go back to innovating the gaming space for consoles. And they are with this console because
I think the
it's the
reset
shit.
button was with the S, man.
What you say? What you say? All day than you.
No, I said the reset button. They hit that with the Xbox One S.
I agree.
To a degree. But now they're really gonna hit it. And honest to tell you, there's an opportunity here. If this console can be priced between $450, I'm hoping the max. But if it can really be priced at $400, it would really, really be.
It would be.
It would sell like hotcakes. Everyone would be like, it'd be like the holy shit moment.
Yo, listen. I think people understand. I'm with you guys. It would be a huge thing. I'm just saying, don't get your expectations up so high, because what I'm basically saying, at the end of the day, if they was charging $400 for the Xbox One S, you know what I mean? Basically, you know what I mean? What I got last year.
I'm not going to be disappointed if it's.
I think realistically it's going to be priced $450. I'm just hoping it'll be at $400, but I think it'll be $450.
But in a business sense, in a business sense, I just look at it from if you want to compete, like that's just kind of like
if you want to cut the throat, you go 400. That's it. End of story.
It's like what somebody said in the chat. This is Xbox Hail Mary to get something out of this generation. This generation is already lost.
Okay, but
it's PlayStation. But hold on, listen to this. But if the fact of it is okay, that's just like you working out to go on a marathon. You've been practicing, you've been training, you've been working your ass off, and then when you get to the race, you decide to let the person that was the known favorite win on purpose. That's what you're trying to tell us. You know what I'm saying? It's not about expectation. It's just about good business sense. That's what I'm saying.
I think good business is the A to keep the lights on. You know, and here's about a thing where I think is lost in translation. Whether Sony wins by whatever million or whatever, there's still the Xbox One is still doing very well. It's still outpacing the 360. Both of these companies can coexist, and whoever wins and they still make money and it's fine, and gaming is still going to go forward. That's all that I'm saying. If you just look at it like this, and we can go to something else, because I don't spend all day on this whole goddamn topic. Right. If you just look at it at the grand scheme of things, you're right. It would be a killer cutthroat move, all right? But think about it also, it still may even be a killer cutthroat move by them charging $500, you know, for this shit with all the things. We're talking about recording in 4K 60.
Yeah, but $500 is not a killer cutthroat move when the PS4 Pro is going to be dropped low. It's just not. It's not gonna. Why does Sony? Here's again. Because the dollar for it's just not. It's just not. It has to be. It can't be anywhere further than $100 from the PS4 Pro price. It can't.
Okay, listen.
The number one factor is price, right? Okay, but here's what we do know, and we can kind of wrap it up on this. We got to talk about some other shit. Yeah. Is with the Xbox One S hit, that thing dominated the second half of the year almost, right? That's just the slim Xbox One. You know that this thing is going to sell well, no matter what price it's at. People say it's going to be $700, like I said. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's $400. They want to go in aggressive. I wouldn't be surprised if it's $500. Manage your expectations, and also don't underestimate gamers, because people want to play on the console with the best performance. Obviously, PC is going to be wherever you want it to be, depending on what you want to spend. But you know, if you're a console dude, just like this generation has proven, you're going to want to play where the multiplats and stuff run the best. So,
okay. Last word of the day before we go. And people keep saying Sony the price cut. I said this last year and the year before. Sony doesn't have to cut the price of the fucking PS4 because it's still selling extremely well. When Microsoft went down to 250, Sony said, fuck you. They stayed at 300 and still outsold them. It doesn't matter. The only time Sony companies cut the price of it, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, if things slow down, they're not selling. And this, you realize, and I keep telling you guys, this is all Sony has that makes money for them. You know what I mean? So, you know, for all the who won the MP loans, they're making money and the lights is on. That's all that matters. They don't have an incentive. And if that motherfucker's going down and selling like the Wii U, I fucking pick them the price cuts. But it's still selling extremely fucking well. You know what I mean? So don't expect the fucking price cut, especially with the new slim version coming out. I mean, it's still going to be $400. You know, but it is what it is. So, but we can move right along. This is going to be, but again, for the record, if it is $400, more power to the people. You know what I mean? That's, you know, it is what it is. But I just don't, you know.
That's how you know they're not fucking around.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know, it is what it is. Okay. Moving right along, we got a few things here that I also wanted to cover. Damn, my shit froze up on me.
Talk about developer talking lead platform. Right?
We got a few things here. It says here that we said GameSpot journalists admit that they're biased on Twitter. What are your thoughts about that?
I guess they admit what they showed in the videos. I don't know. I don't really give a shit. You know, these people, I saw that clip where they said they were basically saying why they were going to get a PS4 Pro, you know, talking, I get a 4K TV and blah, 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 and all this shit. And then 6 months later or so, what was it, a year maximum, now they're saying, well, you need a 4K TV with Scorpio. All the opposite shit. And everyone's seen that video, right? Like, it's a real thing. These dudes are idiots, and that's what I told the guy on Twitter. Just think before you say this shit, you know, because people don't forget.
Yeah, you know what? You know, dealer, and when I wanted to take a stab at this, I pointed this out. I don't know if I was the first one of the few first. When I said, hey, GameSpot is on their bullshit. When they slammed the Xbox One, remember, because they couldn't find the settings. Remember that shit there? This shit started back then. You know what I mean? They couldn't find the settings.
The start button's hard to find.
Or the start button. It's hard to find the start button in the settings. You know what I mean? They started that shit back then, and that was how I said. Oh, that shit started me doing this. You know what I mean? But I made my channel at the end of like 2012. Then they announced the consoles in 2013. Because nobody used to ride on Nintendo guys making fun of them. But when I seen at the end of the day, it's not saying that I'm Microsoft's white knight and something. When things just aren't fair, like Microsoft would get torn out for something, and with Sony, they would just turn the other eye. Let's think about it. Sony tried to fucking coin Let's Play. You understand that? Let that have been Microsoft.
That twice, I do believe.
Yeah, 3 times. And the last third time, it got thrown out of court. One time was secretly, then they came up again on the no.
I still can't believe those motherfuckers. None of them motherfuckers, Angry Joe or Biggie, no one made a video. It just blows my mind.
Yo, that's when I knew it was. It must be the money. You know what I mean? You remember that shit? PS4 had no parity. You remember all that shit there? You know what I mean? And what's again? I don't get credit for a lot of shit dealer. And I got so much. I say maybe what if the PS4 version is holding the Xbox One version behind? You know what I mean? Because if you listen to what he said, the guy said it's not these consoles GPU, it's their CPU, and then some engines are,
He's talking about Assassin's Creed Unity.
Yeah, and it ran better on, the Xbox One. Remember, if there's no parity, we shouldn't be. You remember all that shit there? I'm like, oh man, this shit.
And I actually thought that guy might be bullshitting a little bit until I saw the game and the benchmarks and stuff on PC as well. Yeah, that game is so ridiculously CPU intensive. We know X1 and PS4 have the exact same Jaguar. X1 should just clock higher.
A little higher.
So it made perfect sense.
And there was also there's a YouTuber I watched quite a bit. It was Shakedown 2012. Yeah. He's a big NBA 2K fan.
Yeah.
And he even stated back then that there was this parody and that, and he was stating that he didn't like it because of the fact that, look, if it looks better, if the devs tell him that the 2K14 looks better on the PlayStation 4, show it. Mm-hmm. And so, and I agree. I mean, there's never been this type of parody ever in gaming. I mean, back in the Sega Nintendo days, Nintendo always had the better looking games, but Sega was always the games that usually ran better, or they had the gore, just whatever. And it should always be like that. I mean, just think if you had the GameCube, you had the OG Xbox, you had the PlayStation 2, and then you had the Dreamcast all playing and looking the same. That would just be ridiculous. So some developers is either lazy or something needs to be done. Something really needs to be done.
Well, it really is. Like, if we go back in time to where people thought it was such a massive difference between the two platforms, you can compare GPUs on the PC side where that difference is literally 15 frames per second. And that's what I say. It makes perfect sense because it takes about 15 FPS per second to get from 900p to 1080p to put that extra those frames into resolution. It would bump that. So it really isn't a massive difference. I think it was just some of the coding, especially at launch with ESRAM, that made it worse than it really was. And obviously, some developers prefer one platform or the other, but really, it really was just the difference between 900p and 1080p with maybe 1 or 2 settings at a mildly higher setting, on PS4. It really wasn't that big of a difference. That's known, right? So.
Well, dealer, this was their and again, and no shot, no shit against Sony. It was their marketing employee. Remember, 1080p makes you a better gamer. But I will say this, as far as parity, you know what I mean? It wasn't no parity this generation, because if that was the case, we wouldn't have had no resolution gate. You know what I mean? Everything would have been 900p. And that would have been.
That's why I gave you that example, because these people thought there was more left in the PS4 than that 1080p bump over 900p.
Listen, this is just the guys on the truth. I spoke to, and again, and I do prefer the Xbox, but I am a gamer. You know what I mean? If there's something that I can get more, I own a PlayStation 4. This is sometimes gets lost in the translation. If it's something that the PS4 can do, that's holding back, and the Xbox One is, by all means, go ahead and do it. I give you the prime example. I'm gonna shut the hell up. I'm a big fan of 2K, right? They got the whole My Player by card. Of course, the Kinect is a much better camera, right, than the PlayStation Eye toy, right? But the PlayStation Eye tool on that feature is holding the Kinect back for quote unquote. This time when parity comes in wrong. I spoke to a developer, right? I put my right-handed guard. I said to him, I said, Microsoft gives you guys access to what do you call it? Servers, dedicated servers as far as the game. Remember, they were talking about that a lot at the start of this generation.
Mm-hmm.
Games are gonna have dedicated servers. And I know, trust me, when I was out there fighting this fanboy war, that was one of my motherfucking aces in my deck. I whipped that bitch out in a heartbeat. Dedicated servers over here, right? So, you know what I mean? And what this guy said, what this developer said to me, I bullshit you not. He said to me, it would not be fair to Sony and those guys if they were to use those things on the Xbox. And my fucking mouth hit the fucking floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was one of the guys at 2K. I'm a big fucking 2K fan. And 2K for that game is huge. It has shitty fucking servers. You know what I mean?
Every single year.
You know what I mean?
Well, even with their dedicated servers,
it's still bad. It's still
they don't have any dedicated servers. They don't have any.
I thought that they had their own servers now.
I think the dedicated servers are just for their updates.
Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever the case may be, it's no better. It's no better at all. I mean, that when you know that it's garbage for the mere fact that you can play Madden. Madden used to have the horrible.
Game servers aren't that bad, but you know what I mean.
But now Madden, it plays really well, and you also have, you look at Titanfall with the first Titanfall with dedicated servers and how flawless that game played.
You would think nowadays and age. I mean, it's 2017. All we do is play online shit. I could play an offline game. If I'm not online, I don't want to play. You know what I mean? So you would think by now,
money. They don't want to pay. Listen. You know what? At the end of the day, they don't want to pay for it. And hey, fair. So give you an example. Ubisoft, Ghost Recon, a lot of game. You know what I mean? But they, sometimes the network is fuck somebody back to tear some shit up.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm tearing it up.
For Honor, that kind of destroyed the game. Online game.
There's no excuse for Honor. That's peer to peer and always online, right?
Yeah, I think
how that is fucked up, and I've never heard of a game.
That's why I did. That's why I wait till it goes on sale at the end of the year to give it a shot. But
I probably won't even do that.
But no, it's an okay game. But this servers, the online is kind of shitty. But I guess they pick and choose when they use parity. You know what I mean? But
we'll see. Money talks, and it's up to Microsoft can have them do really whatever they want them to do.
But they don't do it. I don't know. That's what I'm talking about, dealer. You right? They are the fucking.
That's what I'm talking about, dealer.
You know what I mean? What's crazy as hell? You know what I mean? It seemed like Microsoft and what was the whipping board. We're talking about companies. I mean, these publications again trying to ruin $1 billion investment. You know what I mean? And I have shout out to Phil. You know what I mean? The shit that happened this generation, whether you like the weak hardware or not, whether you say what you want about Donnie D, you know what I mean? That shit wouldn't have happened because he was a shrewd fucking businessman. You know what I mean? That's when that aspect coming apart. You know what I mean? Because, like, come on, like, there's some of the shit, they were misquoting shit, lying about, like, shit was just crazy. Look at this shit they did over in NeoGAF. Look at this shit they did on NeoGAF, and he said that, Major Nelson tried to bribe the guy from goddamn NeoGAF to go to fucking the E. You remember that shit?
Oh yeah, that was some bullshit, man.
Could have been sued. I guarantee you, if Donnie D was there, they would have closed that goddamn cesspool of a site, man. You know what I mean? Making lies, talking about the developer's son, he took the money and blew it. The motherfuckers,
shut it down.
Yeah, man. Like, come on, man. I don't know. At the end of the day, Microsoft to me is not being so goddamn nice. The last thing I want to talk before we get the hell out of here, Phil Spencer comes out now. He praises PlayStation VR. And it looks like Sony is working with Microsoft on their VR headset. Aaron Greenger came out today or something and said that Scorpio is going to have their.
Now they're sleeping with the enemy.
They're going to have exclusive VR games for Project Scorpio.
Hang on. What? You have to be very specific on this VR headset cooperation shit. What?
Hold on. Where's the article?
I mean, we knew that it was going to have exclusive VR games because X1, the base model, isn't getting VR games.
All right. It says here. Hold on. Yeah. Talking Microsoft head of Xbox, Phil Spencer noted that the company had invited Sony to check out its HoloLens mixed reality headset, and Sony had done the same thing with its PlayStation VR device, which is called the current VR community really open. The Sony guys have been great. We had it. They had our teams down. We had them look up the HoloLens and stuff, and So the VR community itself, they talk about so back when PSVR, Facebook, Oculus Rift, I don't know. They helped them with the headset. I don't know if it's the design or what, but I'll give you the link here. You can check it out. But no, that's at the end of the day, these companies do business every day with each other.
Like Ford and General Motors, they just developed a 10-speed transmission together, right? I mean, these companies do come together and save money on certain technologies. So.
And they need each other for competition. I mean, we gotta look at that as well. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not all about the kumbaya stuff when it comes to show your content first, then talk about everything else second. But when it comes to stuff like that, trying to help out Sony on that, I'm not tripping on that.
But how do you feel about it? Are you guys? I have never played VR. You know what I mean?
Me neither.
VR is so sick.
Yeah, I know. You always say that. You know what I mean? I couldn't see myself paying $500 for something. Maybe one.
Yeah, the admission is very fucking steep. Like right now, I'm looking at Project Cars 2, and it's gonna be in VR, and I'm looking at the VR screens, and it's like melting my face right now. But the experience, you have to have some VR legs, because you can go into it and you can be completely disorientated. That's for sure. Especially in the space games where there's like nothingness there. You can get really disorientated quickly. But
I heard, you know what I mean, the film. I mean, which I will say, which I'm not negating. It may be a cool feature. Something nice. I just think VR it doesn't show well, so it doesn't come across the game. Also, to the price tag. And that's something I said back in 2014 or 20. I said that the problem to me with the PlayStation VR, that it doesn't really appeal to the casual. You know what I mean? You can say what you want about the Kinect, but for $150, whatever, you go out and get your Just Dance or Kinect Sports. Cool. Your casual is not going to go out and spend $500 just to play rigs. That's not going to happen.
Which I think is also going to be a big thing for Microsoft just for the Windows 10, that thing that they're going to have for like $250. I think that's
those VR headsets.
Yeah, those VR headsets that comes out this year for them. For Windows 10.
From HP. It's from HP, right?
Yeah. And another thing that they did, they also mandated that, I don't know if they mandated it, but it's going to be a part of it, that you can do HoloLens inside of the VR too.
Oh, wow.
I thought HoloLens was AR.
Yes, but you can do it inside the VR. Because it has inside out.
Tape your HoloLens to your VR.
It has inside out tracking, and it has cameras for the outside world too. So it can do HoloLens too, to a degree. HoloLens is holograms, but this you're in the virtual world, so it's a little bit different. But
Dealer, is it something that you're interested in VR?
It's one of those things I have to try, right? That's what I keep hearing, so I'm just going to take people's word on it, right?
I tried HoloLens. I actually tried it. I don't know if I ever posted that video, but I tried it, and it blew my fucking mind.
I saw a comment like somebody was trying to say, they said Microsoft designed the HoloLens. They can't, like, they're horrible. Like, he was trying to use HoloLens as the reason Microsoft had no engineering problems. Like, bitch, you do realize this shit's never been done before, right? Like, NASA's using this shit right now.
It was amazing. The only thing that I could fault it for was the field of view. But apart from that, when it's in your field of view and what it truly is, like, it's right there in the same space with you. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a first generation headset, and they're basically working on a wireless version, right, with a better field.
Yeah, you can buy it for $3,000, and if you want to develop for it, sure.
Oh yeah, I'm talking. At the end, I think ultimately that's going to be the problem with these devices, is that the cost. And again, the AR thing I thought was dope. The fact that I'm a big boxing fan. To be playing, watching the fight, they're right there on my living room table. Like, I think that shit's dope as fuck. You know what I mean? As far as the AR, or even the VR. But if the pricing, if they get that right, like I said, next year you slam PlayStation VR, the glowing dildos. Now Sony gimped out with that shit there. I know it was to save money. Those moves that was shitty. Like that, they shouldn't did that. You know what I mean? Before it was the move controllers, but
I think they had to do it. They had to do it. They had no choice. They didn't have the technology or the power inside the system to do anything else. They had to do that.
Let me ask you a question, and maybe you guys can, for VR, we haven't talked about this forever. Do you think VR would have did better or came out better if it just was made for the PlayStation 4 Pro? And this is what I said. I think what happened with the Pro last year and stuff is that Sony just released so much hardware together, and within a month and a half space, you had the Slim Pro. The Slim VR Pro, all within this. If you didn't have an Xbox, I'm sorry, if you didn't have a PlayStation,
I don't think
that was like $1,000, bro. For the system.
I don't think it would have made a difference. I think the problem with VR right now is the price. I think it's too expensive for admission.
Yeah, the games are still $60. Yeah,
it needs to come down and be more affordable. And like for you guys out there listening, and like Z and all you guys here, if you guys want to try it, all you got to do is go into the Microsoft Store. They have the Oculus Rift. They have HTC Vive there. You can do the demos right there.
Another problem is the lack of any serious software that would sell you a $400 headset, right?
Yeah, the software is starting to be really honest with you. The software is starting to get. There's a lot of games that support it, but yes, it's not to the level. Like,
it's got to be some. For that, you buy a new console for every game to be something next level, not just one, right? Okay. Like, yeah, I'm just saying, like they got to have a lot more software for this thing.
Yeah, and the price needs to come down. It's just it's like. I'm a techie guy, like I'm getting a Galaxy S8 tomorrow. A lot of people don't care to get that phone, you know what I'm saying? But I like new tech, so
just keep a fire extinguisher. Just keep a fire extinguisher on you, bro.
Actually, I saw they actually cut the phone in half and they actually stabbed the battery. That battery actually can't even catch on fire.
We don't trust that shit.
They're like, we use batteries that don't explode this time.
No, they did it. It's on the net. Seriously, it's like a big thing. It's one of those big sites that does the
I know. I'm kidding. The fact that they even got to do that is fucking ridiculous.
Let me ask you guys a question at the end of the day. Not a question, but a statement, because at first when Sony came out and announced, obviously I'm a faggot that loves gadgets. When he first announced his VR thing, I was ecstatic. You know what I originally thought? I thought that every game that I play, if I'm playing God of War, if I looked at my arms, I'm actual Kratos. That's what I originally thought that it was. And I said this then. I said it becomes a gimmick when developers have to go out of their way and to make games specifically for it. Same thing I say about the goddamn Switch, but make games specifically for it. That's what becomes the issue. Their first, I guess, quote unquote, AAA game is going to be, well, not first. I think you can use a Resident Evil. It's going to be Gran Turismo, and that's Sony's most successful, exclusive IP. But maybe they can get it down to $300 and do a bundle with, Gran Turismo.
Yeah, possibly. Gran Turismo, I can't stop talking about that game. That game is so shitty. I was watching another stream today, and it's on. I'm hearing that it might only be online, and they were doing an online race, and the cars just kept fucking teleporting, man.
That would be the biggest disappointment, I think, in Sony's history, in my opinion.
That's disrespectful to the franchise, man.
Because it's their best-selling franchise.
Mm-hmm. Well, they left that fucking crackhead in charge of that studio, and what's his name? Fucking, I don't know. He's a big giant car guy. Obviously, he's got a shit ton of car. I know his name if I heard it, but he's kind of a famous Japanese developer.
Okay.
And they keep letting him run Polyphony, and those guys sleep under their desk. You can watch documentaries about this shit, and they don't churn anything out.
Well, I mean, ideally,
they take forever, man. Forever.
And you think it's because of the budget?
Like what's the guy from Kojima? What's his name?
Kojima.
Sorry, whatever.
Metal Gear.
You know the guy from Kojima.
Metal Gear.
Like him, he takes forever. He's got nothing. They got nothing.
You don't have some PlayStation people cutting your throat, man. You don't say the savior of PlayStation.
I will say I thought Kojima was overrated until Metal Gear Solid 5. I played some of that and I'm like, wow, this guy has looked at Western game design and learned from it and done good work while running at 60 frames. So.
Yeah, I haven't beat it yet, but I will say for what I've played, the cinematics and everything is really dope.
He wants to be a director. You can tell he directed the cutscenes and stuff. He wants to do movies.
You didn't play 4? You didn't play 4, dealer?
Huh?
You didn't play 4?
I thought 4 fucking sucked.
I played 4 a little bit, yeah.
I'm
just saying 5. 5 is
Snake Eater. Yeah, that one my favorite.
I feel like 5 is just a more of a Western take and how he's going about making the game.
Nah, 4 is when you're in Afghanistan.
I like.
Oh no, that's right. Yeah, that was the PlayStation 3.
I think as far as story-wise, I think the most horrible one was that Sons of Liberty 2. Something it was happening in a virtual world, but wasn't really happening. It fought the last guy on the books for the. I think it was called Sons of Liberty. That fucking.
That was the second one.
Yeah, whatever the hell. That was horrible. That shit there was like dog shit. But he is a talent. I think, and again, he's a talented.
He's come a long way.
I mean, he does. He did the Silent Hill. That's his thing. What do you call it? Metal Gear. That's his thing. I don't know what's.
Did he do Silent Hill?
Yeah, that's. His
well,
thing.
he was going to do PT, but then it didn't happen.
That was his stick. If I'm not mistaken. That's he was.
Zone of the Enders was I thought my favorite shit from him.
Yeah, he was the starter. He was the Cliffy B of Konami. That's why it was such a bad split up. Like he was the rock star of the goddamn company. So all the big games you may have liked from Konami, from PlayStation 1 to 2 to 3, he was the guy basically behind them.
Would it be ironic if he really fucked Sony and did some exclusive shit with Microsoft? That'd be great.
He stated right off the bat that his game is going straight to PC. Yeah,
straight to PC. But here's the thing.
What that new game that's coming out?
Death Stranding, right?
Death Stranding is going. He confirmed that already. He said that's going to PC. Well, I mean, it's going to be on PlayStation, but it's going straight.
Oh yeah. They've always said it's going to be,
So
it won't come to Xbox either.
They were saying though,
they're using the
Xbox.
No. The game might come out, and like I said, around the time of the PlayStation 5, they're saying like something like 2020.
Like I said, they ported all their assets to the Decima engine to save time, so it might be 2019.
That is a nice engine, that Decima engine. Jesus, what else did it power? That's the Horizon.
That's
game,
Horizons. Right? Yeah, they ported it to Horizons.
A beautiful goddamn game. The fuck? I don't know what the fuck was going on, my man in Brazil. But last thing before we get the hell up out of here. What I want to ask you personally, dealer. Are you a fan of the Gran Turismo thing, or no? It's not really a thing. Dealer?
Oh no, the ninjas got him.
Kojima fan got him.
Oh, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh, the ninjas got him.
Well, I guess I can ask you guys. Now, it's as far as I'm not a big fan of
GT for me was one of the games that got me into console gaming. That was the reason why I got a PlayStation originally. I just saw that game, fell in love. I remember just hours just watching that game in the replay, just the replay alone, saying, "Oh my god, how realistic it looked."
Sorry, I had a phone call.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, okay, but yeah, you're right. I used to like you have to go get your driver's license A and B. I'm just not that big on car games anymore. But I'm asking, is Sony are they handling this like what number are we on Gran Turismo 7 now? Or this is going to be like the prologue? Is this going to be an actual game? Remember they had that?
I heard that they chopped the car list down. I don't think it's rocking 1,000 cars anymore, but I'm not sure of that for sure. But
that's for licensing fees. Money should cost us money.
They haven't improved.
I mean, to save time, right? They don't have to build 800 more cars. But
I heard they really be bringing, and there's no shade, using the PlayStation 3 model or PlayStation 2 models. Something they were saying last generation.
Well, if they're doing that, then it has 1,000 cars. It's got to.
The sounds on it don't sound good at all. I thought they would at least made some strides there. It still sounds pretty fucking shitty.
Well, they've been getting hammered game after game for their fucking microwave V8 engine sounds. Only certain
the same. Sounds like a vacuum.
The damage is pretty bad. They did take the library editor from Forza though and import that to their game, which is good. They didn't really show off any upgrades. As a matter of fact, I've not seen anything but race cars in GT Sport from what I've seen so far. So I don't even know if there are upgrades in that game. It might be like Project Cars where there are 0 upgrades to any cars. But if they can get the physics down, then that's what they need to do. Because in my opinion, that's why I went to Forza in 04, I think it was. I was playing Gran Turismo 4 and I saw that Forza commercial and said, the critics say it's better than Gran Turismo. I've said this story before. I was like, fucking bullshit, right? I tried it myself. And I was like, wow, there's tires on this car. And I didn't realize there weren't tires until I played this game. Because
I didn't think, though, it would be enough to snatch the crown. You know what I mean? Because
it's gonna sell.
What I'm saying is, Forza 7 or whatever. We'd be able to snatch the crown.
It's not, and it's even a worse year for them to debut because, in all honesty, from what I've seen thus far,
Gran Turismo has the crown. Still, what I'm saying, because you think Forza can get the crown from Gran Turismo.
Forza's had the crown. They've been the best selling.
They've been the best selling anymore.
They've been the best-selling racing game for the last 2 generations, I do believe.
Yeah, they're not.
And they've been the highest-rated racing game collectively.
The highest rated, not the best-selling. That Gran Turismo, whatever.
Well, but Gran Turismo was there on PlayStations before there was even an Xbox, so that's not really.
That's why I said the last.
No. I'm not talking about. I'm just talking about
from last gen to this gen. Forza has been the champion, and for what I've seen this year,
there's no excuse why Gran Turismo can't be better or where Forza's at right now, bro.
Well, here's the thing. You know why? And one thing what Microsoft does, they flex their muscle with that. They fly those guys out to Italy, get up under the car with the microphone.
I mean, there is seen how they do those things? Those Turn 10 guys, they're working with Calspan.
Yeah,
Calspan are the guys who give Pirelli, Michelin, all these people tire data. They went straight to the source. They didn't go work with Pirelli.
Yeah, they really
Dan Greenwald. These dudes are really into physics.
Okay.
Really hard.
And they just got a 4-year deal with Porsche.
Finally, get that shit.
Okay, all right.
That's right. That's right.
Let me ask. Okay, we'll close the show with this right here. See what you just said right there? What's the guy named Dan Greenwald?
What's going on in the background there?
That's my man.
You want to mute that, Z?
Yeah, I got him. Let me ask you a question, and I'm glad you said that because Crab is just a fucking Archie fucking bunker. Let me ask you a question, right? You said what's the guy named Grandine? What's the name? Dan Grand. Okay, now I said this right, and I said it a few times, and no one seemed to get it. I would like to see those guys from Turn 10 make something outside of Forza. You know what I mean? I will give this probably Microsoft's best developer company because they get all the goddamn juice out of Microsoft's goddamn consoles. They're able to
let them make empty skies. That'd be amazing.
This isn't just a team of developers who ended up working on a racing game. These guys purposely built the studio because they love cars. You should see their parking lot.
Yeah. They built Forza from the ground up when it came to the Xbox One. They were not playing any games.
I'm just saying that this is what they want to do, and I don't think they would want to do anything else.
No. I'm not.
They specialize in this shit. So
but they're still a developer, right? You know, a very talented team.
You just like to see like an alternate universe where they said, "Fuck it."
I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example.
Airplane game, man.
What's Naughty Dog known?
Crimson Skies.
No, what Naughty Dog was basically known for? What? Uncharted, right?
Crash Bandicoot initially.
Yeah.
But Uncharted, right? Uncharted, was far on the PlayStation 3 ever. And what they do, they gave you another banger with The Last of Us. You know what I mean?
So it's like seeing Naughty Dog make a first-person shooter.
Just make something other than this. Naughty Dog is making something other than just
they make third-person action adventure. That's all they make, right?
Okay, we're a different game. Like I would love to see, even turn, like I said, make something outside of a car game and one play, driven game.
Well, let's see what Playground Games do.
But they don't own
what
them.
they're going to do because I know that's where it's coming from with you.
No,
let's
just
see what Playgrounds does. That's what I'm saying. Let's see what Playground do first, and then if Playground makes something that's really absolutely dope and refreshing, then I would have this conversation later down the line.
Playground make a lot of stuff. Microsoft doesn't own them. I don't know why. They have their own company. They own it. Their next game is actually a multi-platform, if I'm not mistaken. They don't own them.
Playground, yeah. But see that, but that's the thing. But I still think that if whatever Playground makes, and if it gets enough buzz, Xbox can make it exclusive. I really do. But then if they don't, then that is what it is. I don't know. It's the same thing, kind of like with Remedy. I mean, I'm not tripping about Remedy making something on the PlayStation.
Their games have always been multi-plat. Max Payne 1, Max Payne 2, their games have always been
they're going back to what they were. I mean, Alan Wake
I like Alan Wake. Here's the thing, I like those type of games. But what I'm saying is just that you look at the Coalition, all right, whatever, the Black Tusk or whatever they call, and look at the game they showed, the Shanghai Heights or something, and whatever got scrapped. I want to see these guys. And this was the breakup between Microsoft and Bungie because they wanted to make Destiny and Microsoft didn't believe in it. Could you imagine if Microsoft would have had in Destiny and that had been exclusive?
That was your boy Donnie D.
Whoever the fuck it was. I'm just saying, could you?
I know where you're coming from, but that's not the problem, man. The problem is they need more fucking studios. They need more studios. do this
Right.
shit while their
fine.
professionals work on like because if they didn't make a Forza, people would be pissed. There's only one Forza and people are really diehard, right? So it's like them not making a Madden for a year. Like even though a lot of people might be pissed, I get why they would be pissed. Like glad that Madden took a break, but with Forza, it's like
this last Madden was dope.
There are people that play Forza and nothing else because of the physics, right? So
I mean, I'm not a big driver game, but I'm just saying
they just need more studios. Bottom line,
or
solve the problem.
But I mean, I don't know. Well, here's the thing: I wouldn't mind if Horizon was to take a break and give me Project Gotham. You know what I mean? I think that's Microsoft, and they are, and like I said, Forza is a great quality, high quality made game with all the bells and the whistles. But when and it's like it's like the gift and the curse because you say what Gears, Forza, Halo. You know what I mean?
I do think. I'm sorry to cut you off. I was just going to say I do feel that they are going to spin something. Because I do feel that, like, I don't think it'll be Project Gotham. It might, but I do feel that the one thing that's missing with Forza or with the with the Xbox driving thing is a drive club type of game. I think that's the only thing that's missing for Xbox when it comes to the racers.
A drive club,
like
sucks,
super arcade.
What drive club? I mean, I'm sorry, not drive club. Midnight Club. Midnight Club.
I was like, what the?
My bad. Midnight Club. I'm sorry.
Sound like an arcadey kind of street racer.
Well, we got no. Like a street.
They need to just bring Blur
racer.
back.
Like
Blizzard made that. Blur was shit. Blizzard made that.
Yeah, like with 2K. When 2K did Midnight Club, that was like it was all predicated to that. You had the dub edition. You could trick out your cars on all that. What Forza
Horizon, just want like a revamped take on Underground, like Need for Speed Underground.
Right. Or saying like I said, Midnight Club. I prefer Midnight Club over Now I loved what was it, Outlaw? The Need for Speed. Damn it, what Outlaw? I forgot what it was. Something, but anyway. But yeah, no.
Hot Pursuit.
Yeah. Well, no, not Hot Pursuit. I'm talking about the last Most Wanted. Most Wanted was.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Most Wanted.
That one was good.
Yeah, but Most Wanted kind of took that shit from Midnight Club. Mm-hmm. Midnight Club. Yeah, that's. I think that's what Z's talking about, and I think, and that's the only thing that's left missing. I mean, I would love to see that.
You love to see what you talking about Microsoft's a card thing?
Well, yeah.
I don't think card games are their problem, man. I think you need to leave the car shit alone. They got that on lock and do some different shit.
Well, that's why I said. That's why I was hoping that they was wanting to get DLC to do that or add cops. Because
Horizon needs cops. That's the number one feature for the next one.
On Forza Horizon 3, I would, what I'm saying, because they have that underground.
And K Mega, don't be surprised that you might see that at E3 for next.
Okay,
man. If they do that,
all right. Hey, Diller, to answer your question, I didn't think about that. A game like Project Gotham, Forza Motorsport 7. You said people look forward to a new Forza. But a game like that, here's the thing: they can support that with expansion DLC for 2 years. And give the franchise a break. You know what I mean?
Well, that's something that kind of happened recently. I think they were talking about like turning it into like a yearly update type thing, kind of like iRacing. But I don't know if that's accurate. I'm not sure.
Forza Motorsport comes out every 2 years. You get a new one. You get the Horizon, then you get Motorsport. But what I'm saying at the end of the day is this, and that's why I was so livid with them. Whether you like Fable or not, fine. About them closing, Lionhead Studios. That's like, again, that was like the equivalent of Sony letting go Sony Santa Monica. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's, huge because you had 4, and people always misconstrue this. You had at least 4 staple IPs. You had Gears, Forza, Halo, Fable, that you were guaranteed to get a sequel. You know what I mean? And people, when they got this, we had Sunset, we had a bunch of, but those games are not guaranteed to get a sequel. Microsoft are not invested into those, and
they were basically paid exclusives.
Yeah, and that's and that's why that's one of the things I don't understand. For them to be as big as they are, and like sometimes I answer, or do they really take gaming serious? Because they couldn't just go down. When Capcom put out the announcement, brothers, that they were selling IPs, Microsoft should have been on that fucking phone and got the deal done. That's what made me something to ask, like, what are you guys doing? You know what I mean? Like, you know, like what, like, sometimes, like I said, that just confuses me. When Midway, they got sold for $45 million. Microsoft could have had Mortal Kombat, Injustice, all those games could have got been their exclusives. Visual Concepts.
Injustice, because DC is owned by Warner Brothers, but
well,
yeah.
No. Injustice is made by Warner
Brothers. Warner Brothers bought the Mortal Kombat IP, right?
No,
and they thought, we got Mortal Kombat, we can make a DC version of Mortal Kombat.
No, they owned the actual. They were Midway now. Now they're called NetherRealm Studios. They were Midway back then. And they got bought for $45 million.
But that's Donnie D. I mean, that Donnie D.
I'm just saying, Injustice is a new concept, and it even has comic book. It's all DC shit.
I understand. I'm just saying, still.
But yeah, they could have gotten Mortal Kombat, and I don't know why they didn't. I guess Killer Instinct, they were planning on bringing that back. I don't know.
But they could. But again, as far as DC,
they should have still bought it.
I don't know. I don't think Warner Brothers owns DC. Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, okay, whatever. Okay, what deals have you made? They still could have, cut them the check or whatever. I'm just saying that company got bought for literally $45 million. THQ, they got sold for dirt cheap, and you know what I mean. Like some things, like I that they can do that they don't do. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I think they're just so fucking business savvy. They count the quarters, to the eagle screen, man. Shit. Visual Concepts. Sega used to own them. That's what makes Take-Two bad. 2K. That's fucking bigger than Madden now. They could have had their own fucking 2K. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. But you spent $350 million for fucking Rare. You got to be shitting me, man. This is it. We'll get the hell out of here today. We get the fight in here. You want to say anything before we go? Anything closing? Dealer, anything you working on before we go?
I did release a video today. Check that out. And be sure and subscribe and follow everybody here on the show as well.
Yeah, I mean, my man, I don't know what the hell was going on with Enrique in the back. Get him back. I know what this your mic is all right. I don't know what the hell is going on. Maybe because you're live streaming or something. But like I said, again, I want to congratulate you, man, on all the success you're going. You're burning up in these streets, man. You dope shit. You and my man D. I see you out there busting ass, D. You out there doing your thing, man, with your tech videos all day. I haven't spoken to him in 6 weeks. Fuck him, T. Reaper's quiet as ever. K Mega, shout out my man K Mega out there doing his thing too with his new show. All you guys out there hustling and bustling, man.
Appreciate it. Oh, let me say this. T Reaper, you in my doghouse for your fucking last video. I see you in the streets. I'm gonna sock you in your nose. No, I'm just playing with you. No, it's all good.
I'm entitled to my own goddamn fucking opinion. I respect you. I respect what you say.
You are entitled to your opinion, but then you over here made it seem like, oh, well, K Mega said it was dope. Well, I didn't
say the only one, though. Not the only one.
I loved it.
I want to know what's going on here. What are you guys talking about?
T Reaper made a video, and people need to check it out. Because that's the beauty about what YouTube is all about. People can have different opinions. He didn't like Halo Wars 2. He thought Halo Wars 2 was dog shit.
Well, T Reaper didn't play any side missions in Mass Effect, so it's kind of hard to.
But I love Halo Wars 2.
I don't have an issue with it from an RTS standpoint. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with an RTS issue. I have a problem with the story because the story was bogus.
The story was excellent.
How's the story bogus?
Because they legitly you remember all those Halo Wars 2 commercials, right?
Okay, maybe you should want to say spoiler alerts in case anyone hasn't played.
Spoiler alert. This has been out for 2 months, so like I said in my video, I wasn't going to give you the entire follow.
So you thought you thought in Halo Wars 2 story you were going to end up trying to buy a car from Atriox?
No, I thought you were going to actually fight him. I didn't actually realize they promoted him for so long, and then he's not even in the actual gameplay.
Well, he's the new baddie, right? And even if you did fight him, it's a fucking RTS. You're not really fighting him.
Right. Yeah, you just, you know what I'm saying? You fighting his YG. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's wrong with that?
But hey, if he didn't like the story,
that just shows you how badass Atriox is. You know what I'm saying? You had to fight his YG twice. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why.
Why promote a new enemy and not put him in the gamayplay? That just doesn't make any sense.
Good point. It makes perfect sense.
Halo 6, that's why.
I will say this when we go. I said then they should have made that goddamn game. Not made it, but I don't know. I knew that shit was gonna fucking flop. Right? I don't know.
It flopped gloriously hard.
It's a good ass game.
I'm not negating that, but
it's horrible.
That's horrible. What it is coming out around the time of Horizon and all these.
See, I like how Ghost Recon beat Horizon in sales. I think that's funny.
Well, it's a multiplayer.
It's a multiplayer.
It did come in second, but it did not come in first. So that's a good thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I just think somebody needs to develop some kind of new tech to figure out how many copies of these are being downloaded. Because Halo Wars sold almost 200K right in the first month physically, like 150 or something. You know, I don't know anyone that bought it physically. I'm just saying, I think it's probably around, I'd say it's at least double or triple that physically, right? It's probably around 500,000 at least.
Well, they stopped production of the physical copy. I guess because nobody was buying the physical copy or whatever.
It's an RTS though.
Well, yeah, and I mean, people were buying it mostly digital. It's the same thing with Quantum Break. Like, people bought Quantum Break so they can digitally because they would get the incentive of Alan Wake and you know, the Alan Wake DLC. So it was the same thing. If you bought it, you would get Halo Wars, the first Halo Wars definitive edition, which length. The story with the first Halo Wars is longer.
But you know what you're missing though. At the end of the day, when that Halo Wars came out, you realize 360 was the hottest shit on the streets. Halo 3 was the hottest shit on the streets. You know what I mean? So it had that name of Halo. You know what I mean? You know, that's why it sold so well. And right now in this climate, I'm gonna be honest with you, that may have did more harm than good, because it kind of reminds me of when they put Fable out on the fucking Connect. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just fucking watering down the goddamn. You know, you don't do that, but it may do well on Steam. You know what I mean? It knows on Steam. So you know when shit goes straight to Steam monthly, you know shit bad. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I don't know. Microsoft is high. I don't know, bro.
Hey, Nick, are we not going to talk about what this video is actually titled about?
We did talk about it at the beginning.
We didn't talk about Battlefront 2.
We did.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. We mentioned the words Battlefront 2.
It's going to be 4K.
It's going to be. It looked awesome.
The trailer was awesome.
That's all we need to say. The trailer.
You just say no. There's going to be 4K 60. It's going to be 4K 60, but it is with a fucking clickbait. It is.
I'm over here playing this Battlefield 1. I'm over here in the trenches. I need some help.
I am glad that there's going to be a campaign in it, though. That's for sure. Because the first game,
there's no season pass.
Yeah, hey, the first game was like half baked.
You're not going to be able to play with us, right, Dealer?
Yeah, it's on dedicated servers like the first one.
Oh, all right. So maybe, like I said, hey, listen.
The campaign, if I can talk on that for a second, that campaign, like, that looks like it'd be a good movie. Like, they killed our emperor. We got to avenge our emperor.
Is it co-op?
Yeah, that's really good.
I got I'm just saying the story looks amazing. It's going to be phenomenal.
Is the story actual co-op? That's what I want to know. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I hope it is, because that'd be that we can all run through together, man. You know, and I'm having a blast live streaming. But
I better start doing when Injustice come out, and then that's when, and then so I can be ready for Tekken 7, because I'm going to be on stream. I'm going to be streaming like a motherfucker.
Okay.
Because I got to show my Tekken.
Okay. Well, with that being said, I'm gonna turn my man back on. Maybe he's not being assaulted in the background. What the fuck going on?
Motherfucker live streaming from the jungles of Far Cry.
Yeah, Battlefront looks phenomenal. Like, it looks like they fixed everything. It looks like they fixed all the problems.
The first one.
And I like that you can play through all eras. So from
Jesus Christ, that all kinds of problems.
Star Wars to Return of the Jedi to all the new ones to the Last Jedi, to the everyone's in there, man. Awesome.
What's wrong with the first one, Dealer? You didn't like it?
What are you talking about? No content, no fucking map.
You had to get the season pass just to get certain extra levels. You couldn't get those levels unless you got the season pass.
$30-$50.
I like third person.
I'm gonna go back and see, because I bought the season pass, I think, for $9 just about a month or two ago. So for Battlefront. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful looking game, but that's what made me, you know, like I would love for Battlefield to use this.
They admitted that they rushed it. They admitted
I honestly, as far as multi-plat wise, and maybe that's probably what I won't even say multi-plat wise. That's probably one of my most games that I want this holiday season. If I had to choose one, it would be Star Wars Battlefront. Believe it or not,
looks good.
Oh yeah, I want to say one more thing. All day. This is Fall Day. Did you hear about the movie?
Don't start. Don't start.
You want to hear about the movie? It outdid. Outdid Star Wars.
Bro. The Furious 7?
The Furious 7, baby.
This is my thing. If you turn off your brain, if you turn off your brain, it's a good movie.
Wait, what? Fate of the Furious outdid Like
That's
Rogue
yeah, I
One?
did.
I did Star Wars, yeah,
What
by
the
like
fuck?
Yeah, I did.
Those movies are so fucking fake. It's an insult to any actual car guy.
That movie sucked.
yeah, man. I'm like,
hey,
oh,
pedal
shit.
to the metal. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit is trash. I
You know
think
what though? The Rock has some fucking star power. He's the #1 action star in the world. All his
Hey,
movies
of
are doing
course.
gang
I
numbers.
can't wait to see him playing. Was that fucking?
Cable?
No, he's gonna be in a Shazam movie or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's playing
DC?
Black Adam. Yeah.
Black Adam, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
DC's making a Shazam. Let me
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in the second
Black
Superman, right?
Adam, yeah.
Yo, listen, before we go, what do you think is gonna be better, Thor or Justice League?
Thor.
Thor. I think.
Thor.
Yeah.
Well,
Justice League
Ragnarok
looks
looks dope, but I don't know. This Justice League look pretty good too.
Yeah,
I don't know. DC. I watch
my
wrestling,
God,
so
look at all these
DC is
motherfuckers.
like WCW to WWE. You know, they just
No, yeah, that's a bad analogy. That's a
no,
bad
they
analogy.
are. Who? Come on, all their movies are kind of shitty. Even the Superman movies are shitty. All they got is Batman. That's it.
What,
Marvel,
If you haven't seen,
Marvel movies are doing good, except for the Fantastic Four. Apart from that, all the Marvel movies do fucking excellent, man.
If you have not seen the Ultimate
What?
Edition,
You think Guardians of the Galaxy is dog shit?
I never said that. I think Guardians of the Galaxy
said that?
is great.
Yeah, Z gotta be trolling, man.
He's trolling.
if you haven't seen the Ultimate Edition of Batman vs Superman, you haven't seen the real movie.
I
Like
heard
that,
that.
You know what?
I
We got the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I actually ordered that version. I have it for a 4K HDR. I'm gonna pop it in.
watch
I
it.
just
I'm telling you,
got
it's
it.
3 hours long, but every single second of that additional 30 minutes is absolutely necessary. It's the first extended cut that actually improves the movie.
You know
in
what?
every way.
You know what I just hated about that movie is like
about-
how their universe is just retarded. How the fuck? I know Batman is smart and shit, right? But how the fuck can Batman take on Superman? He would just bitch slap him in outer space.
Very
Come
simple
on.
because he's smart. You know what I'm saying? That's
Well, if you
all
look at the
Superman has to
comics
do
too,
is-
though,
is
Clark
fly-
is also a fucking genius and shit. So
All he has to do, Superman, is just take fucking Batman, fly him in outer space, leave him out there, and take fuck off.
How's Wolverine able to beat all these big guys?
Well, Wolverine, he heals all the time. His bones are made of.
Wolverine is now dead.
hey, Logan was phenomenal.
Yeah, that
Logan was
that
amazing.
shit made me
That was a
cry.
good
I'm just
movie.
saying on the
Logan-
DC side, it's not the characters, it's not the superheroes, it's the fucking directors that are their problems. They need
Batman
to
vs
do
Superman was
And
tough.
whoever has not seen,
But even DC
King
Comics,
Kong,
it gets
Skull
slayed
Island,
by Marvel
you're missing
Comics.
out is that because that is fantastic as well
Skull
too.
Island? Yeah, that was a good movie. But
Yeah, that's a good movie.
I think DC is really going to come back. Batman vs Superman was cool to me. I liked the other
I do
Superman
too.
when he broke Zod's neck. That shit
Oh,
was
I
hard.
love Man of
Superman.
Steel, man. I've
Yeah,
watched
that
Man of
man-
Steel
that
maybe about
shit, bro,
13
that
times.
shit-
I
that
love
shit
that
hot.
Superman.
And you got to remember, Marvel may have more movies than fucking DC, but Superman and Big Man and Batman are fucking huge. You know what I mean? I'm hoping Spider-Man can turn back
I
around.
like Superman. It's just I think they could have did a better job with
Those
the
last two.
Superman.
Well, the other one that came out in
Being honest.
2005 was dog shit. But those
Just watch
other
that
ones-
extended cut of BVS. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm going to watch that because I have not seen it, but I
That
still
Wonder
like the
Woman
Batman
was
v
fucking
Superman.
amazing. Wonder
It
Woman
looks good.
amazing.
Yeah, you know what? Wonder Woman does look good. I gotta say that does look good actually.
I didn't see Suicide Squad. How's Suicide Squad?
Suicide Squad is good. I liked it. I know all day hated it, but I
Watch
liked
it again, you will
Suicide Squad.
fucking hate it, man. I
Really?
liked
I
it.
loved it. I went and seen it.
I liked it. I liked it a lot the
yeah.
first time, man. I really liked it the first time. I was like, why is everyone shitting on this? And I watched it 2 more times, like, oh my god, keep it evil doll face. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I didn't see it. I
Like
didn't
some of
see
those
it.
cringy ass shit in a movie I've ever seen in my
Yeah,
life.
I didn't see it. So
I liked
Just watch it
I
again.
liked
Watch it a few more times. It'll hit you.
all right. So before we go for the record, Thor or Justice League, pick one.
Thor.
Thor.
Thor looks good, but I want Justice League to do better.
Me too.
That first Thor sucked kind of dick though. But
I like both of them
The
though.
first two
So
Thor, the
second one
Thor
was
has
like
been
the
the
first
weakest.
one was
out of
Yeah,
all
the
of them.
first Thor was kind of slow. Yeah, I
the
agree.
second Thor was the worst Marvel movie I think they've made
Yeah,
in the
you
modern
think so?
ones. The second
I
Thor
like
movie,
this.
yeah.
I like the second one.
I like the second one.
I like.
I like
Yeah,
the
I like.
first one. I like both of them. I got
I
all
like
of
the
them.
Thor,
versus
but
the
yeah,
Hulk.
but it just
I just like the fact that the Hulk
versus
isn't in this Thor
They
movie.
need to give Hulk his own movie again, man. The first one was kind of that second fucking Hulk movie was badass, man.
Yeah, I did like the second one. You know, they shot that down here in Toronto, man.
Oh yeah, that was badass, man. But
Oh, I love that
before
Logan
we
was
go-
shot out here in Oklahoma, man. Hell yeah! Shout out to motherfucking Marvel for shooting and having a black family in Oklahoma. I love that
last thing I
shit.
want to say though, before we get the hell up out of here, we supposed to get a Black Panther movie next year, so that should be badass too. So, but yeah, we out of here, man.
Starring Zaire in the ball head.
Yeah, we out of here. Listen, guys, if you're not following my live stream, please do so. I'm looking to get some guys together just to make something for there. Hit me up. Yeah, I'll leave the link in the first comment below. See ya.
Hey, Zaire.